Greg to start with as our first project. So this car is a 69 Camaro. It's a real X11 body. It does have power steering, power brakes, a little bit of nice features for that car. It's got the X11 body style does indicate that it could be a Super Sport 350 edition. And this car came with the black grille that was part of the Super Sport package. Also, one of the things about Super Sports, the small block Super Sports had the louvered chrome hood on it, and the big blocks had the cowl induction. This particular car came with a fiberglass, obviously not standard, cowl induction hood, and a 307 small block. So one of the things that we're looking at is let's get a 350 in it, and let's get the 350 style SS hood on the car. So if you come around though, you'll notice that the car is really in pretty good shape. It's all metal. There's probably been some panels replaced and etc. It is a 4-speed car, which is a must for me. And the interior is really in good shape. All the factory parts seem to work. The one thing, 69 block. Brian and I found it in a 69 Chevelle. The guy had found the numbers matching big block 396 for a 69 Chevelle. Pulled this motor out of it. It's absolutely found it on the internet that there was a 69 Super Sport that was logged with this actual block casting. So we know Brian and I have been working pretty hard on the 69. Got the radiator out. We also pulled out the battery and little battery plate. Saw a little we've got a little work to do down in some places where we've had a little corrosion, a little rust, but not too bad. Nothing that's not we can't get past. Basically the whole top side of the motor is ready to be pulled out. We're just down now about to pull the drive shaft out so that we can set the car back down and hoist the motor and tranny right back out. Hey, smile. You're on Candy Camera. She's about out of there at a 307.
She's fine.
You can put 60 over pistons in it with that.
Next we'll be off to the sandblasting procedure.
It's quite a bit of work to finally get this thing ready. Brian was kind of prophetic when he said next will be the sandblaster. We ended up sandblasting out the rest of the engine compartment. Really hit the headers hard with the sandblaster, that kind of thing, and got some pretty good results. And we're ready to put the motor back in. All the rust coming out on the frame, coming all the way up anywhere in the engine compartment, over around the steering components, frame on this side. Here's the 350 I'm putting in. It is a numbers matching 350. It's block number 3932388. The heads are L21 heads. They're 76cc heads, 194 intake, 1.5 exhaust. The number on the heads are 3932441. From what I found on the internet, it's the 441 part that is significant. Alright, it's today, January 2nd. Brian and I got the motor back out, rolled it up here beside it. We started putting the motor mounts on it and a fuel pump. I'm getting ready to change the oil in it. We bought a rebuild kit, trick kit for the Holly. and we're going to start putting this puppy back in. Here we go. All right. Shoo-wee, we are tired. Today we put the alternator on the front. Nice new alternator bracket instead of using the black one that came on the original piece. We've also put the fuel pump on. Came around, put some oil in it, new oil filter, turned the oil pump a little bit, and we had to fabricate a piece to fit in back behind because of this aftermarket oil pump or water pump. We had to go in and fabricate this piece as a spacer, since that water pump was a little flatter, to get the belts to line up right. Hey now, just sitting here taking the last couple of parts off of this motor so we can get them on here. I had to take this clutch pin out, drop the starter off. Just like everything else, you run into things that you have to spend extra time on. This little bracket that holds the starter on had about 2 inches of grease on it. When I took it off, I found Chevy orange and black and about 10 layers of paint. So I sanded it all down, reprimed and painted it so it'll look good. Last thing we have to do now is get this flywheel clutch and pressure plate off. We're going to have to get this motor off the engine stand to piece the flywheel back on there. So we're at a point now where we're ready to take this motor off the hoist, get that motor on the hoist. We can put what's left of this block then on that stand and roll it out of here, and we'll be ready to drop the 350 into the 69 Camaro. By the way, since we talked to you last time, went and bought a Holland Trick kit, and had a 750 dual line that came with this vacuum secondaries. Came with the motor when we got it. So we've been through and put all new, this is the first time this carburetor had ever been taken apart, had to scrape gaskets forever. But we got all new rebuilt carburetor, we're ready to roll. This, of course, that the new motor is now installed. So we attached it to the 4-speed that came in the car originally. We did put a new clutch, pressure plate, throwout bearing, etc. We've got it set in. It's the transmission is bolted to the cross member. The shifter is in the car. The headers are in place but have not been bolted up. Basically, I need to put the headers on, put the power steering pump in place, and then the radiator and battery, and wire it up. And we're getting to hear what it's actually. We also have to put the carburetor distributor, and then we'll be able to hear what it sounds like when we crank it. I'm putting the tighten on the last couple bolts in the drive shaft insertion. Got the drive shaft in, got the starter wires connected, both for the battery and the other going back into the wiring harness. So we should be done. Oh, put transmission fluid in it, topped it back off, took it back off the ramps. We should be through crawling around up under it, knock on wood.
And reroute some wires.
Yeah.
Cleaning it up some.
All right. And another day we've spent working on it. I got Brian over helping me today, and I've got Dennis Darby over helping us. Dennis helped us hot rod all the way back in the day.
He's a master mechanic.
Got my Weekend Warrior shirt on in honor of it. All right, so today we've put the front on the motor, including the power steering pump and fan and all the pulleys and all. We've bolted the headers down. We've moved over any vacuum cables and throttle accessories, and loaded up the carburetor and the distributor, mounted the coil, power steering pump, and we're coming close to, we're about to put the battery in. It's time for firing the hole.
Yep, I'm gonna purge the fuel system. We'll put the battery in.
We've done what it looks like finished up, and then we'll crank her. So, since we saw you last time, we finished up with radiator, all the water, we purged the fuel system, put a little fuel in it. As I mentioned, we had the distributor wired incorrectly. We ended up blowing a module in Mallory Unilite. Went and bought another module, thought I had the wiring fixed, messed it up too, so got frustrated with that, went and pulled the old dual point distributor from late 70s out and put in there and cranked it last night. Chevy 350.